What's up guys, it's Elliot here, and today I'm bringing you another Overwatch video, and today I'm going to be talking about why maining and maining a hero is such a bad thing for Overwatch and why it gets so much more toxicity and creates so much more flame and why it's just bad for the ranking system and how ranking up and all that stuff. So let's jump into it. So firstly, the thing with maining is the concept seems great at its core. You're going to play a hero, you're going to play a ton, you're going to become a master at that hero, and you're just going to carry teams. People are going to love you for it, etc., etc. But what happens is, in Overwatch, you can't carry as hard from one hero. You can make a huge impact and that can really help your team, but it is a team game and it's 6 people, so you need to play with them and you need to just be able to be flexible, and that's the other thing. The game was meant with all these different heroes to change, to counter, to blend together in different ways, and another team can do a really good job at countering you if you're stuck on one main, and your team might not do a good enough job besides you, and then you can lose. And that's what happens. Is no one's talking about the maining problem when they're winning all the time. Because when you're winning, it's all love, it's all fun, it's all this guy's a pro Genji, just upvoting, prefer him, friend him, whatever. But like when you're losing, it's suddenly like, oh, this guy wouldn't get off Hanzo, he sucks, blah, blah, blah. And stuff like that is what causes all this toxicity and issue. So what I'm saying in this video is that maining a certain hero is the issue. And that's because you need to be flexible, and this game really causes a lot of problems, especially with the buffing and balancing and nerfing and all the meta and everything. Because I know there are a lot of people, especially one of my good friends of mine, he's a Genji main, and then he was great, almost at Diamond, high plat, and then the 3 tank meta hit, and Genji became less viable, and now he's down to low plat, and it's just a huge switch, just because the one hero he was so good at and spent like hundreds of hours playing was no longer viable. And while he can play other DPS at like a low plat level and all that stuff, it's not as good as his Genji, and that's the thing. But like if you're a person who is just playing all the DPS like a 2700 level, you're doing a pretty good job at just being like a good DPS player. You're filling the role of DPS, and that's really important, especially if you want to rank up, which is what I talked about in my how to rank up guide. Links in the description. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, is if you can play all the heroes, you can adjust to the meta, and you could be like, oh, well, Soldier's in this meta, so I want to play a lot more Soldier this season. And then maybe the next season, you know, someone else is in the meta. Like maybe Genji will come back in the meta, or Genji and Tracer, and you can play them a lot more. So you're adjusting, and as you go on, because you'll be winning, you'll be playing against better people, and if you're practicing a lot of Overwatch, you'll have to get better. So you will, over time, keep getting better, and you won't have these things where like, oh, you're really good, you spike way up with Genji, but then he becomes less effective, so you drop all the way down in skill, and then you have to relearn all these another hero. Like, oh my god, Soldier's great in the meta this time, so you just learn Soldier, and then, oh, he's no longer viable, and he goes down. So you have to just keep doing these like peaks of learning heroes. And the other thing is, you might not be practicing them, or it'll take longer to learn them all, and you're going to have a lot more rank swing. Although over time, I guess technically that would get you to learn all the heroes, but you'll only learn them up to a certain degree, which will be where you actually finish that season rank. So because maybe you could get up to like 3K, or like just like 2900 by doing that each season, just mastering them, maining them all season and stuff. But maybe if you just played all the DPS over time, and then you kept switching, you kept getting better slowly over time with each of them, you get to a 3500 level in the same duration, just because you were playing your skill and you were constantly playing better people and being a better teammate with them. So while I was talking about why that can help your rank and why it's better to just pick the whole thing, the main point I'm getting with that, if you didn't already get that, is you should be maining a role, not an individual hero. And that's the point of this video. That's what the underlying whole point of this is. I say in a lot of my videos, I'm a Reinhardt main, but truly what I should be saying is I'm a tank main, and I play a ton of tank. That's why I have all the tank guides doing the first ones out on my channel, and I'm very flexible. The thing is, it just happens because Reinhardt is so core to every meta, and it's almost like every team has one. I just picked him up in Season 2, where you did essentially need a Reinhardt every game, and I just played him. And I was always willing to be the Rein for the team, and that was just something I did. But I mean, I like playing other tanks, and that's the thing. So with tanking, it can be a little different because of the way it does work, and like Rein is always been useful, but that's not the way other tanks work, as they all have been fluctuating throughout the whole cycle of this game so far. And they're going to continue to cycle as Overwatch keeps getting better, more heroes come in, it keeps getting older, and it keeps getting more complicated and mastered. And that's the thing, the game, it will fluctuate in all the heroes, and you have to be able to switch. So that's obviously the biggest thing right there. So if you main a role, you can switch, and that's what I've been doing with tanking. That's what I have a friend who does with healer, and you have to be conscientious of switching. Because even if you're really doing well with one hero, like I have a friend who plays Zen in almost every game, if they pick a tracer and kill you, you need to be able to switch because you're losing value for your team and you're dying, which is one of the things you do not want to do when you're playing Overwatch. And that's the thing. So, but if you're conscientious about all that and you're willing to switch, you're not having a problem here. But if you're maining a role, you can be very flexible. And yes, you can favor one hero in the role or not, but you want to be able to play the role, and that's the thing. You should, instead of saying I'm a Genji player, you should say I'm a DPS player. And getting in that mindset and practicing all the heroes and trying to get in the mindset of, oh, I'll play DPS and be like, yes, I want to favor Genji, but I know that when they pick Winston to counter me, I can switch to Soldier and make the same impact, or maybe just like, maybe slightly less impact. But like an impact that's like so slightly less that you're not throwing the game. Maybe you're Genji, you can play a little bit above where you are, but your other DPS you can play right at the skill level you're playing at, so you're making a good impact. And that's the biggest thing, because if you're able to switch, you're able to be a good teammate, and you're able to main the entire role, you can switch, you can be flexible, and by doing that, you're gonna win a lot more games, just because that's how Overwatch is based, on being a teamwork, counter, and you can do all this good damage. And if you're a really true DPS main, you can probably beat out a lot of other people who are maining a single hero. And if they're not at your skill level, or they're kind of doing the whole maining and switching thing, they might be below where you are, and then you can just beat them. And over time, you will become better, you're gonna win more games, your rank will increase, and everyone's having a good time, and everyone's happy, and you're happy, and it's a great thing. And I think that would be something as a mindset that you should adjust in the community. And if you are a person who wants to main a hero, because I've seen people out there and you really hurt your team sometimes and it can be frustrating, people give you a lot of hate. The thing is, you can main, you should be focused on playing quick play. Like if you only find like one or two heroes fun, like if you only find Hanzo fun, or if you only find like Tracer fun, you can play a lot of quick play. You can do all the arcade modes. You can do that, but if you're going to play competitive, you need to have the mindset of maining a role, to be flexible, and to fill that role, to change as the meta changes as the other team counters you. And that's how you're going to be competitive, and that's how you're going to rank up, and that's how you're going to be a good teammate, and that's how you make the community better. So I hope this guy clarified things. I hope that my opinions are not just mine, there are a lot of people's, which I'm thinking there are. So hopefully as a community we can get better about maining stuff, and hopefully this guy can help you change your mindset and win a lot more games, because I know that makes everyone happier. I know it makes me happier. And I hope you can don't like and subscribe and keep watching my content. So thank you guys, and I will see you in the next video.